So let's look at a technique that we did tonight. This is a, I don't even know what position you would call this. This is kind of like it's like a cross ashy without a leg entanglement. Like I don't have my partner's knee line, but it's like the leg is across my hip, and it's almost kind of like a 50-50, but not really. It's this one right here. So it's almost like I'm coming up in a leg drag, or I could go upside down and go into a crab ride if I still did that. Um, just basically like a cross ashy. Maybe I had a cross ashy and the guy dips his knee line out. No, turn the other way. Like maybe my wedges were shit. Yeah, and this happens and we end up here. Maybe I had a straight ashy and I pass the foot over and I'm thinking about coming up in a leg drag and I get here. This is where we do the technique from. So I'm going to lace my leg across the far hip so I have some kind of control of the far hip. Now, what I'm going to look to do is post on this on the outside of his knee, and I'm going to be looking to throw my leg over the top and spin around. All right. So when I do this, I'm going to be hiking my elbow up. I'm not so concerned about staying tight on this foot because as I spin, my legs, my body, my arms, they're all going to be spinning around Reese's leg. So it's not so important that I'm keeping his leg tight. In fact, that will actually stifle the transition. So I'm here, I open my elbow up and I get up onto onto my shoulder and get my hips off the floor. Now I'm going to hook somewhat below the knee. So I'm scooping the knee, I hook, and now I'm going to roll through to the other side. When I do that, my grip is going to change so the heel will pop out and I'm going to take a false grip. And as I spin around, you may end in various positions. You might end in a outside Senkaku or a far hip ashi. You might end up in a saddle stomp position. This is generally where I end up. And then I want to make sure that I'm really putting this leg under tension on the other side. Because the worst thing would be if I land here and then I have no wedge on the outside of his knee and then he's able to just dip his knee down. Or the wall is there, but let's say Reese spins and I lose the knee, this could happen. Okay, so I want to make sure that on the other side of that transition, I'm really keeping this scoop grip, keeping my false grip, and then pushing my hips forward. So we talked about this in class. Just really important that I'm putting my belly on his shin and putting my weight on him. So when I do this, I can feel a lot of connection through Reese's shin, all the way from his shoelaces, his heel, up his shin, up into his knee and behind his knee, above the knee line. So now I've got a really great amount of tension running through. I can switch to my finishing grip. I make the compression, I lift my hips up, and then I start to push my hips through as I pull. So creating that wedge, that forward pressure is very, very important on the other side. We want to make sure that we land there and we can apply it smoothly right away. And I also want to make sure, like I say in the saddle before, I want that knee to be pushing inward just slightly so that he can't pull his knee out. Okay, we'll look at it again. Let's just move this way. Common mistakes would be to let go and post our hands on the floor. I don't want to do that. I kind of want to roll over my head. Keeping this grip too tight, I actually want to loosen it and let the heel slip out so that I can switch from an Achilles grip to a heel hook grip. And this grip that I'm using to push on the outside is going to slide around and become this grip. Okay, so let's look at it again. We're here. A lot of the time we might do this if my partner's hiding the heel. So as I go here, I'm digging, look, he's hiding the heel. This is a natural reaction, right? So I'm here and I can get my finish. From here, just do it from a couple of angles. Another really common mistake people make, let's just turn this way, is they try to, when they throw this leg over, they shoot really low. And the problem with that is you won't be able to get it inside. So we actually want to kind of chop up by the knee area so that the foot can travel through. And you notice I'm really like exaggerating this elbow movement so that his foot can move. So I'm here, I get up, I chop here. I'm back heeling right here. Now as I go, the foot slipped out, but I switched to a false grip. As I land, I'm putting lots of wedging pressure here. Lots of wedging pressure here. I'm landing here, or sometimes here, and I'm pushing in, creating that tension, locking, and getting my hips off the floor. Let's look at it one more time. So maybe I'm here, I'm thinking cross ashy, and he's turning. Yeah, right? Because a lot of time, if I go cross ashy here, there's no heel hook for me because he's already hiding his heel. So if I see him make that transition, we can go in and get a nice finish from uh, sort of this hybrid cross ashy position.